Hi, my name is Caitlin and welcome to my YouTube channel. And today we are going to be talking about a topic which is incredibly important and relevant for pretty much everybody who I come into contact with, and especially my clients. And it is, how do we go from situationship to relationship, and what are the skills that we need to make that happen? Because believe me, we can make it happen. Perhaps just not with the person that you might want it to. So when I'm talking about situationships, I mean an environment where you feel like you are perhaps more committed to one person than they are to you, and you are acting like their partner, but there is no commitment on their side. They might treat you like their girlfriend or boyfriend, but actually it's usually based on their terms, what they're looking for, and there are no labels. So you get all the benefit and none of the commitment, which actually can feel like you're pushing a boulder uphill. And it can be incredibly disheartening, and it can chip away perhaps at your self-worth if you are in that position. And usually I think there's a bit of a common perception that we tend to slide into situationships. Suddenly we wake up one day and it's been 6 months, we haven't had the chat about where we are or what we are, and we're getting that horrible anxiety about what the other person is thinking and feeling and actually what's going on. It can be very, very destructive, and it can lead to quite obsessive and addictive behaviours. And we will often be on that emotional roller coaster where we're up and we're down a lot. We feel like it's hot and cold, it's back and forth. We don't know what the hell is happening. And whilst it can feel like we don't know how we've got to that place, if it resonates with you, actually we do, because we have an incredible amount of choice and power in our everyday actions. We choose who we spend time with, we choose how much of ourselves we give to people, and we choose what situationships or relationships we are actually going to enter into. And you might say, well, if we have all this choice and we have all this power, why do we still end up there? And actually, we have created this result we've got in our love life, usually for a few key reasons, which I'll chat you through quickly. But one, it's a common fallacy to think that having 10% of somebody is actually better than having nothing. It's not true. Having 10% hurts more than having 0% in the long run. Number two, we don't date with intention. So that's where the sliding comes in. We tend to try and go with the flow, so we don't rock the boat and somebody doesn't leave or reject us because it thinks we mean we've got a higher chance of being chosen or it working. But actually that means we don't have boundaries and we don't ask what we want. Or number three, we are subconsciously drawn to people who aren't available because of the healing work that we need to do within our own romantic patterns and our own lack of availability, which is a big topic and something that I work on day in, day out with clients. So I'm not going to go into too much detail of that now, because it is something that needs to be talked about very sensitively. But for whatever reason that you've ended up in this situation, you can break the cycle. And the way you do that is to learn to speak up for what you want and then act in line with that intention. And I know that that can feel incredibly uncomfortable. It can go against our kind of way of being. It can go against everything that we've learned so far about what being in a relationship means. And it can bring up all of our insecurities, our fear, and our past hurt. Plus, communication in itself, how to communicate with the right energy, is a skill within itself. So no wonder that so many people find this a really tough concept, because it's easy to sit there and think, yeah, we need to speak up. But actually, sometimes with clients, what I do is get them to do a role play. And as soon as the words have to come out, it's like, oh, what do I say? Where do I go? So rather than talking about what we need to say, let's talk about how we find the confidence in order to speak up. And there's a little exercise that you can do that will get you in the habit and get you practicing. So number one, think of a couple of scenarios where you went along with something and you didn't speak up. So you went along with something and it wasn't what you wanted, but you didn't actually say anything. Once you've got those scenarios, number 2, take note of, in that moment, what stopped you speaking up, what stopped you saying what you wanted. Know how it felt in your body, what thought processes were going on, what the kind of fear was behind it. Why didn't the words come out? Because we want to bring awareness to actually what's happening in that moment that is keeping you quiet and not allowing you to act with that confidence. And number 3, for each of those instances, I want you to write down actually what you wish you had said and why you wish you'd said it and how it might have impacted things differently if you had. And I then want you to get in front of the mirror and practice saying it, because even though we might not be able to go back and change the situation, the more we verbalize actually what we want to say, the easier it becomes in the long run to speak up and actually to for the words to come out in that moment. The more comfortable we get with the words, the easier it is for them to come when we need them. So quick video, and I hope that helps. But this was 3 reasons why we tend to end up in situationships, and also a little exercise of how you can build the confidence that you need in order to start speaking up and moving from situationship to relationship. I'd really appreciate it if you rate, I can't get my words out, subscribe, comment, whatever, and I will get back to you if you have any questions. My email is caitlin@thecompatibilitycoach.co.uk. My website is www.thecompatibilitycoach.uk, and I look forward to seeing you all soon. Bye.